YouTube? Welcome back to my page, Money Making Juggernaut. I'm your host, Eric Richardson, the #1 instructor in the asset recovery space. Today, we have another student success story. I have Danielle here. She got a deal in Lake County, Florida, and she's going to share her experience. So, Danielle, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got your first deal.
Okay, so my profession is I'm an architect.
Okay.
So I didn't even think that I would end up in this business, but I saw your ad on
Okay.
YouTube and I
Okay.
watched it and I got the course and then I started looking for my leads and then I got some leads, but then they ended up going up behind my back. They
Mm.
went and filed for themselves. So then when I got this one, I actually left a voice message on their phone and they called me 2 days later. They were like, "We don't understand what you're talking about." So then I explained to them. So they didn't even know that the house was still under their name because somebody took the title deed and put their name on it.
Okay.
And then they ended up selling half of their shares to someone else. So they thought that they had actually lost the house. Then
Mm-hmm.
I explained everything to them and they were like, "Okay, so what do you want us to do?" They were like real quick. They didn't even ask, like, "Are you sure?" They
Mm-hmm.
just say, "What do you want us to do?" And I said, "Okay, this is what I'm gonna do." So I sent them the contract. I sent them the assignment of interest, limited power of attorney.
Yeah. Pretty much all the documents in the course.
Right. And I didn't send a notary to their place though. I just had them go to UPS.
Yeah, of course. Quick,
I
simple,
thought it was
$25.
right. So they went there, they printed everything, they had everything notarized, and then UPS sent it, mailed it to me the
Awesome. Right
following
there
day.
at the source. Yeah, you can just say, hey, after you get that notarized, mail me the original. It's awesome.
Yes. And then after they were done, they called me back and then I just paid for it online on the phone.
On the phone. Awesome. As
Mhm.
simple as that. So this deal, this was Lake County in Florida, right?
Yes, Lake County. Um, right now they live in D-Land. I don't remember where that
Yeah.
house is,
Uh-huh.
but yeah. So
Yeah,
now
Lake
it
County.
has, pardon me?
Lake County, that's actually a unique county. It's not really a big county. The fact that you're working that is great because a lot of people, for starters, they think that Florida is saturated. And then also
Mhm.
a lot of people don't even work the small counties. So that's awesome that you got a deal in that.
Yeah, I figured that out because what I did with Lake County, what I'm still doing, I'm reaching out to the ones that everybody's left. I'm not doing like the current
The new,
um
yeah.
right. So I just go back and I see, okay, so they sold their house in November
Hmm.
of last year. And
Hmm.
then I'm looking for those. And those are the ones that I found. I
Yeah.
find a lot of them. And then like I said, they went behind my back. They didn't even know.
Yeah.
They didn't even know. And then they say, and after they got my email, we talked on the phone. I didn't hear from them. So, I'm going through the surplus funds on Lake County and I see that they've put in a file. I say, well, it's okay, you
Hmm.
know,
It's a
let
part
them
of the
get
business. Yeah, exactly.
right.
It happens.
Not everybody's gonna agree for you to do that for you, for
Yeah.
them. Sorry. Yeah.
So, walk me through the deal. So, where were you pulling your leads from? You go on Lake County's website, or do you use a third-party service?
I no, I do it. I do the leads myself. I'm doing Lake County, Duval,
Mhm.
Bay, and Clay.
Awesome. Those are great counties in Florida. Very transparent, so you're able to, do as much research as possible. How was
Mm-hmm.
the outreach to your client? Did you call them
Mm-hmm.
one time? Did you call them multiple times? Did you have to follow up? How did that go?
It's just the one time. I call them one time and that's it.
That's
Even
good.
with emails, when I email them, it's
Uh-huh.
just they respond the one time. They'll either say, "We'll call you back,"
Mm.
or they'll respond and they'll be asking me questions. So it's just a one time call.
Good.
The
Awesome.
only thing I took really long to start making the calls. I had all types of excuses not to do it.
Really? Okay. And then what allowed you to get over that fear that you had?
I just said, what's the worst they could do?
Exactly. You just say no on the phone. That's it.
No on the phone, or they can say, I'm not interested and hang up on, and I'm like, I'm not even looking at them,
Yeah,
so it doesn't really
exactly. Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's how, yeah,
mhm,
that's how I've been doing it.
yeah,
Even yesterday, I was talking to one gentleman, but it wasn't even his. He said, "Do you know that I've been getting a lot of calls from you guys, but this is not the lady's number?"
yeah.
And I just realized that a lot of people, they actually want to help and
Mm-hmm.
they're not rude like
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's really no reason to be afraid.
That's awesome. I'm glad you took
Yeah.
care of that. So, how long did the payout take?
So I contacted them in March because their house got sold in January.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to wait for an extra 2 months for the 120 days
In Florida,
to be
yep.
over.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to wait now the 90 days for the the attorney to get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got an email from the attorney last week, and all they wanted to know was what's the relationship, between the two people
On the
on the
deal.
deed.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
when I gave her that, I got the check in the mail on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So what's the next step? Do you plan on attacking different states, or are you just still going to lock in with Florida?
I want to try Texas, but because of the whole, you have to have an attorney to do that. I don't, I'm not sure how to go ahead with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I want to see if I can do one like that, then maybe I'll know how to tackle the states that, you require to have an attorney.
An attorney. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely help you with that. It's actually easier. Claims where you use an attorney, you just get the client on a contract, you do your due diligence, send the attorney as much information as possible, and then they take care of the rest for you.
So don't you need to sign something with the attorney before you do that?
You'll need to have a service agreement with the attorney, yes. Mhm.
Before you can even tell them about the client, right?
Not necessarily. You can reach out to an attorney, inform them that, you assist people with the recovery of surplus funds and tell them
Right.
that you'll be bringing them clients. So ideally, right then and there, your attorney will send you a service agreement just for general business in the surplus fund space. And then after you get clients, you get them under contract, you can just email that to the attorney. They're going to check their database, make sure there's no conflict of interest. And then after that, they'll send in a contract for the client to sign. Typically,
Right.
that will be a service fee agreement and then also an escrow agreement because you want your attorney receiving the check, then disperse the funds.
Dispersing it. Because I called one attorney in Florida. They were
Mhm.
asking me so many questions about the client, and I said, I will give you all
Yeah.
of that.
Don't
But,
worry about Florida. I got Florida attorneys on speed dial. I can get you two great attorneys if you need some.
Mhm. So I just thought that they were trying to go behind me because I was looking
Yeah.
for an attorney for probate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
I can help you with that. I'll send you some contacts.
Okay. That's great.
Awesome. Well, this is great, Danielle. Congratulations. I know
Thank
many
you so much.
checks are coming, and thank you for
Mhm.
sharing this with everybody on YouTube.
Thank you so much. Thank